So you have to file what's called petition, or you have schedules in that petition. So basically, everything you own or everything you have a right to own, you have to include it. So it's not one of these things where you say, ha ha ha, I'll just file a bankruptcy and then I'm not going to include this. There can be penalties against who we call the debtor if they don't do that. As in, the court will kick your bankruptcy out and say you can't file for 2 years. So basically, you have to file what's called a petition, include everything. And I even ask my clients, I say, okay, have you told me everything you own, right? Do you have a right to own any property? Do you have a house in DR that you're not telling us about? And then, people laugh at that, but then it gets them thinking, and they're like, oh yeah, I do have a right to, I do have a right to like my family's property, somewhere else. And, we both work in Brooklyn. So, there are a lot of people from other places and, they own other property, but all that has to be included. And then basically your goal at the end of the day is to get a discharge from bankruptcy, as in to get all your debts wiped away for what we call in the business a fresh start. And
something you mentioned though about like house in the DR and so on. We have a lot of cases like, do I have to include this? Do I have to mention this? It doesn't work. You have to include everything. There's no, like a lot of clients ask for bankruptcy, I don't want to include this in bankruptcy. It doesn't work like that. You have to include all your assets, all your income, everything gets included. You can't hide your house in the DR or your personal injury lawsuit. Everything you own or owe has to be put in a petition.
Now, when you say, are we talking about like household items, like books and toys, or like a television, cameras?
Yes. Technically,
yes.
But
so what, how fine tooth comb do I have to go through? We're talking about like individual items, or we're talking about real property like cars and homes?
So this is the thing. The way it works is when you file, you get so you have to include everything, right? But you get exemptions on certain things, right? So let's say you have a car, right? Let's say you have a brand new BMW. You just paid off, right? And you're filing a Chapter 7 bankruptcy. And we'll obviously get into, what that is. But you have to be very careful because, like, first of all, the big stuff are the things they're really going to look at, right? Mm-hmm. Just like, if your wife has, a wedding ring worth $50,000, these are big things, right? But obviously, if you have a Pokemon card collection that's not worth that much, you include it in there, right? Like, small stuff, furniture, books, stuff like that. But generally, the bankruptcy trustee isn't going to take a look at that. They want the big stuff, as in you have that rare Pokemon card that's worth $20,000. Yeah, they want to know about that.
Okay, and what's the point of this review? What's the end goal? What are they going to do? Are they going to make you sell all these items as part of your bankruptcy?
Depends on type of bankruptcy.
Yeah, it depends what your intention is when you're applying. Like if you're doing Chapter 13 where you're going to pay off all your creditors in full, it doesn't matter if you have a $50,000 ring or something like that. If you're paying everyone back in full, that's fine. But if you're not and you have a bunch of assets, then a trustee can sell those assets to repay people who you owe the money to.